and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Curry way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
You want to do football quickly?
Yeah, let's do football.
I told all of y'all about the 49ers. I told you they were a hell of a team.
Whoop the Browns.
Great defense. Best defensive line in the league by a wide margin.
And you got Richard Sherman.
Yeah. They got a lot of playmakers. Their running game is looking better with Matt Breida going off yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy G just needs a little help on offense, and they got exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
They got, they drafted him in the second round last year, super fast. Forget his name.
I'm
I'm not going to remember this. But they just got a good team. And there's something to be said about just having a good team with a lot of good players in the right positions.
Yeah.
And, people were saying Jimmy G ain't a franchise quarterback. I saw a lot from Jimmy G. He may not be the superstar quarterback that Tom Brady is, but he's a hell of a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a Browns team that was dysfunctional. I'm seeing a Baker Mayfield that Browns fans need to start panicking about. I'm seeing OBJ not getting the touches he wants. I'm seeing Jarvis Landry not get the touches he wants. Nick Chubb is looking great, but he's not getting fed. Freddie Kitchens is looking like he wasn't the right option at head coach.
Matt Breida.
Yeah. Well, I was talking about they took him in the second round last year, this past draft. Super fast wide out. I'm not going to remember this, but they just got options.
Yeah.
They got everything to play with, and there's a lot to be said about that. I think they're the third best team in the league. I think it goes Patriots, then it goes Saints when Drew Brees gets back, and then it goes 49ers. And then you got the Seahawks, you got the Packers, you got all of that going on, but to me, the 49ers are Super Bowl contenders. And I said that before the year.
Yeah,
and everyone told
definitely.
me I was a buffoon.
Mm-mm.
But the 49ers have a really good team.
Yeah, and they're 4-0 right now. They're the first
Yeah.
in the NFC West.
They're the first in the NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
But this whole Richard Sherman thing with...
the handshake,
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying. Everyone else, he's dapping them up. Baker Mayfield sticks his hand out, gives the limpest handshake I've ever seen, and just stands away from Richard Sherman the whole time.
But you don't have...
Also,
he did
Baker Mayfield talks a lot of shit
Yeah.
and has yet to do anything that has gotten him to that level where he can say stuff like that.
Well, he did bring the Browns to 6 wins last year.
7-8-1. People are overrating how important that
Going
is.
from 1-15.
0-16 to 7-8-1. It's a great jump, but at the same time, they had so many other great players that showed up. They had Jarvis Landry that showed up.
That's true, but you needed someone to throw to Jarvis Landry.
Okay, but they also they had Myles Garrett, who from the year before. They had players that were talented.
That's true.
And you could have shoved nearly... Josh Rosen would have had a great year last year.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm not saying I'm a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I don't really know how I feel about him. But you got to give him credit for,
He did... Well, I feel like that year got everyone so blind to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That year, okay, the Browns get anyone in their Super Bowl contenders. Kevin Zeitler was a huge loss for them. Jabril Peppers was a huge loss for them.
Yeah.
Both of those players anchored their main section. Kevin Zeitler was the most important player on the offensive line for the Browns. He's an incredibly good pass blocker. He's a decent run blocker. Now all the Browns have on the offensive line are run blockers.
Yeah.
And on the defensive side, Jabril Peppers anchored that defense, that secondary. So while you can create trouble in the pocket for when you don't have, they got Denzel Ward at cornerback. Other than that, name me one playmaker for the Browns in their secondary. None.
Yeah.
So what are they supposed to do at that point? There's so many options. They drafted Greedy Williams in the second. So now they just got a lot of offensive talent that needs the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield is having a down year.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Nowhere. And everyone saw it when they got blown out by the Titans day one against by 30. And then who have they beaten? They've beaten the Ravens and they've beaten the Jets. The Ravens are coming off of their most dysfunctional defensive showing.
Yeah.
And they beat the Jets.
Who are the Jets?
The Jets, who have Sam Darnold out with mono. And who were they starting at that point? Trevor Siemian?
Yeah. Who's what?
Horrible.
Yeah.
So congrats on beating up on a team that was dysfunctioning and a team that's literally the embodiment of injury failure.
Yeah.
The Browns are not great. And they can be going forward. They're going to need to have a very good draft this year. They're going to need to find a way they need to get some sort of offensive line help. They're going to need to get some sort of defensive back help, which is good for them because this draft has a lot of defensive backs, not a lot of O linemen. But if they really, really want to, which I doubt they would ever do, they could trade down for more picks because at this rate they're going to have a high pick.
Yeah.
And they trade down with some other team to give the team they're trading with a quarterback of the future, and they get more picks and they start rebuilding that secondary. John Dorsey has shown he can do that. In the meantime, the rest of the league less interesting. Patriots are still looking great, just like everyone expected. Antonio Brown is asking them to play him because if you're paying me, you might as well play me.
Which I don't agree with.
It's Antonio Brown. Yeah. I mean, no one's going to play him.
Yeah, no.
Other than that, what we got? We got the Bengals being horrible. Apparently, they have no plans to move off Andy Dalton going forward.